Oh my gosh. Guys, is it another day for Overwatch? It certainly feels like another day for Overwatch, and I am here. I am Swiftastic Me, here today again with my bro, Julik. Julik, how you doing, sir?
Hi, hello everyone. Julik here, reporting in for tonight's scrim or
Preseason. Preseason awesomeness of top left, you have your Boston downsizing. Top right, you have your Philadelphia confusion. Again, we're starting on Hanamura, which seems to be a staple, a well-loved map, decently balanced and fun back and forth. Oh, who's going to be defending first? Who's going to be attacking first? I can never actually tell, but I love both these teams. I've casted through them both a few times each, and it does look like we're going to have Boston on defense. Philadelphia is going to be the first ones attacking. Now, what do you know about these teams so far, Julik?
What I know, and briefly, is I had a chat with nobody actually, because nobody responded to my DMs on Discord. But what I do know is that both teams are looking to find their groove before the season starts. They're both looking to test out the quote-unquote goats. Scuff goats, what I like to call it, where you have 3 tanks, 1 actual DPS, and 2 supports. They're also trying to work on adaptability. Once again, tonight's theme will be how do you react to a comp that you weren't expecting. So we're going to keep an eye out on that, see how both things react under pressure, and we're here hoping to have a great match.
Oh, absolutely. 3 seconds going in right now. It looks like on defense for Boston, we have a Hanzo and going to be Junkrat doing a lot of damage in the defensive side. Go with the Ryan Zarya, of course, and healers are going to be your Moira and Lucio. What do we got for confusion over there, Julik?
For confusion, we have Alpha Omega on DPS, Quella on Moira, Maverick on Ryan.
Confusion top right.
Alpha on Junkrat. Oh, top right. We got Pharah Mercy combo pharmacy. We got a Widow for range, Ardelan and Sky on PC on the tank frontline, and T on the support with the Moira.
Now, Miglet was able to pick off the Hanzo. Alpha had to be doing a run back, and they are kind of moving forward around the right side. Pharah Mercy kind of staying towards the front. Right now, they're going to be pushing forward towards the point. Both Ryans swinging their hammer as much as they can. Widow is getting free shots. Willie is getting free shots right now from the entrance. Charge to unfortunately get knocked back. Rots does hit Artillatron all the way back. I do not want to be invited to another group. I am in a casting game, sir. And it is actually going to cause Philadelphia to back up, and they are doing actually a very good job of making sure they didn't feed too many ults and nobody died as they were trying to back up. But Willie was able to get, and he's still on this side. We do see that Alpha was up there to get him. Willie is going to be able to get away. Rads was trying to do a little bit of damage. What went wrong there, Julie?
Boston wasn't able to capitalize after getting down Artillatron, the Ryan for the Philadelphia team.
We have coalescence coming out from both. We have a tire coming out that is going to find... Does go there and gets it. Lord and Teal both died to Alpha's bomb, and Like does finish off Artillatron and Sky, and this is going to be another pushback. A great defense by Boston. Philly's going to have to try one more time.
And I'm surprised that Philly Sky on PC isn't closer to the ult for Zarya. They did survive the first push, but weren't able to farm any ult percentage.
So yeah, Lank is almost 30% ahead of him.
Right, correct. And we're also just going to depend for the Philadelphia side on the main tank, Ryan Artillatron, to use that shatter, along with Miglet.
Alpha able to get Willie off when he poked his head through the window with that trap. Well placed, sir. And that is not a resable spot right now. Oh, it looks like he was trying to. Didn't go through. Justice rains down and is going to take Maverick, but unfortunately is going to get stunned. And a charge comes in from the Philadelphia's Confusion's Artillatron. Going to help finish off their other Ryan, and it's going to be right now. They're pushing forward towards the right. Looks like Alpha does get Willie, who come through the window, getting off the Widow onto the Tracer. We have Teal coming onto the point, and he's going to back up and kind of rejoin Sky, because it does look like Artillatron is in the back. What do you call him? Miglet. Miglet, I love your name. Miglet is going to push the rest of Boston is going to have to be backed up, but it did look like they were kind of going back and forth. Rads is going to get pushed off by Miglet. Artillatron did finish off Lank. 2-fight hold for Boston, letting Philly get it on that third attack, and Lank does have his ult, and Sky will have it up soon, but Miglet did use his rocket barrage, so there's no real second combo, and Miglet actually gets off the Pharah and goes to a Brigitte. Interesting, but Boston... So we take, go ahead.
Yeah, let's take a look at Boston here with 3 ults and 1 just used by Alpha. I'm gonna go ahead and get a pick on Lord King, the Mercy, for the Philadelphia side. Now that's an actual great pick by Boston, because now they're not gonna be able to take advantage of the momentum on the Philadelphia side. Now they have to stop, regroup, and actually pick a side to push, which it seems to be the side.
Just double checking, because we have somebody saying we need to go back. Oh my gosh. I have some thanks to go out in a little bit when we're in the between the games. Holy cow. But we do have we have the blue team, which I'm hoping is Boston up in the top left, holding that target. Artillery charges against Maverick in the charge. Alpha just finished off Miglet. Willie is going to finish off Oh my gosh, what's going on right now? Get off of that.
Hearing you
a lot of Philly coming forward and is going to take down their whole entire defensive team. Sorry for that little team up. Oh my gosh. So Babin switched it. Awesome sauce.
I know we just had a great play, but on your chat we have T1 gifting 5 subs. So
yes.
That's probably that play of the game on my
That is play of the game for me, and right now it seems that they did go ahead and move those teams back and forth. I had them on one side because when we started the game it was on one side, and now I'm going to be switching it back. So I apologize to you guys going back and forth or whatever, but holy cow, Mears gifting 5 people subs to the best Swiftastic channel on Twitch. Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much.
But if we take a look back at, well, not take a look, but go over that last push by Philadelphia, it was a crucial and well-timed ult by T-Loving Brid with a Moira ult, which essentially took advantage of a lot of Boston players that were a little bit on the weak side, clearing, if I'm not mistaken, about 4 players. That essentially enabled them to just get on the point and just take over with a lot of time on the clock.
Awesome sauce. Guys, thank you for being very patient. So again, we have Philadelphia Confusion, as I understand, is on the left now, and Boston is on the right. That is not how it was when we were in the lobby, so that's why I'm confused. That's why I set up the teams or the names that side. So now we have the switch and all the things back and forth. Make sure I understand who's who. Philadelphia Confusion is going to be blue, and Boston is going to be red. So Boston is now defending. Do I have that right? NA Caster here.
We do. Boston
is currently on the right. Good. Also confused because Boston's symbol is actually blue, so I figured that's why they'd be blue. But here we go. Again. We'll get it right. Don't you worry.
So we got goats coming up for Philadelphia.
See, we're perfect. Ryan Zari with the Diva, trying to go up and they got that verticality. They're going to be pushing forward into a Junkrat, and a Willie is back on McCree. Maverick getting booped out of position, not really good. Charge comes out, and it's going to get the Alpha Omega. Does get charged down. Willie just finish off Maverick, and Alpha's does get Miglet up on the high ground. Good job, Diva, making sure that damage is down. But right now, it does look like Boston is kind of cleaning up a lot of what's happening here on Philly, and they're going to start finishing that defense.
Yeah, that was a great pick by Artillatron, pinning the Alpha Omega Brigida from Boston.
Absolutely. I love seeing when the pin actually works. A lot of people saying, Ryan, why did you charge? Actually, where he charged from in the pocket didn't go that far. It went straight into the wall, so that he went to the far wall to keep him from being attacked too much when he was in the path of being charged. That way he couldn't die. But right now, it does look like Philly is moving forward into the small hole. Rad does fall down the Miglet. And they're going to be moving through onto the bottom. Lank does get Willie. It's 1-1 right now, so 5v5. He did have his ult, though, because right now on Philly does not have any ults to kind of continue pushing that point. Coalescence just come online, and there it goes. Coalescence coming out from Philadelphia trying to push forward. Boston coming out. Coalescence coming out from there. A Shatter falling down. Not going to get anybody on the ground. Nobody going to fall into the Shatter, and there's a lot of ults right now on both sides. A Tire coming out is going to find Quilla, and Rats falls down as well as Alpha. That's all 3 healers with 1 Tire by Miglet. Alpha pushes off on Chilodrine. Lank falls off as well. Nerf this is going to come out. Not going to get anybody, but it is going to give him time to re-mech. Maverick falls to Teal, and right now it is just the Diva on the point. It is going to try and fall off to kind of delay much as ult as possible, and Boston with a solid defense and a huge Tire that turned that entire fight all the way around.
Boston is defending on... I'm sorry, I have to clear this
I know.
up again. Boston...
Not only is Boston not the side they were, they're not the color I'm used to casting them as. They are red.
Excellent. So yes, Boston, huge play by Miglet Boy getting 2 picks. Also, another ult invested was Reinhardt Shatter, which didn't carry that much value, but it was essentially useful for the play on the defensive side.
I like what Philly's trying to do. They're changing some things up. Miglet goes down to Rats, but both Philly's DPS have switched to Snipers. We've got a Widow and a Hanzo moving forward. There is a Shatter out right now for, as they move on to the point, Alpha fizzing off Willow, and Alpha does get Teal. Both Alphas sniping, both damages people from Boston. There's a grab coming out from Boston. Not going to help capitalize on it. However, there's still a fight going on. Maverick just swinging his hammer. Alpha getting stolen down by Teal. There's comes out the Lucio ult to try and keep them alive. Philadelphia is picking off right now Boston, and Boston's going to back up. Alpha showing that both healers need to step back as trying to push forward just by himself. Hopefully trying to get the Junkrat as well as he tries to dive for. He does get away. Junkrat does get away, and that's going to be a first cap. Not as quick as we saw the other team do the first round, but that is going to be a full first cap, and they're going to pushing forward very quickly with both snipers.
They are carrying the momentum, and they're going to go ahead and get on the point and fight it out, trying to get as much time as possible with Reinhardt on the
High Noon coming up behind the shield, not able to get anybody. Well set up, but unfortunately not to capitalize on it. A charge coming out is not going to get anybody. Coalescence has come out. A grab comes out as well. Comboed with a Dragon Strike is going to get Teal and Lord. That is both healers down for Boston on the defense. Miglet and Sky trying to do their best to be in here. Miglet does fall. Sky up here trying to chase somebody down as they get ticks on the point right now. Willie has switched off onto a Genji, trying to delay and stall the point as best possible. Sky is really high charge, getting really low and getting just healed enough by Teal as he comes out for it. We have a tire coming out. They get sniped by Alpha. Maverick just finished off Lord Crick in the back. There is a flying Mercy here for Philadelphia, and right now they're cleaning up all of Boston. Artillotron falls to Maverick, and Teal, a Shatter is just going to finish them off. And right now it's moving forward, and Philadelphia gets 2 ticks. Lucio getting to the point. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get installed, and it's going to be a double cap both sides for both Philadelphia and Boston.
What is not confusing in this match, aside from the colors and the names, we know that both teams are now essentially proven themselves that they can go against each other, and it'll be easy trades and well-balanced players.
To speak of how well balanced these teams are, I want you to look at the time left. Over on the left, Philly has 3 minutes and 58 seconds. On the right, Boston has 3 minutes and 59 seconds. You can tell that Boston is better by 1 second.
1 second is going to make a difference here when it comes to defense and attack, obviously, as most of us know. But we are going to go ahead and focus on the defensive side for Boston. We're going to keep Miglet Boy, who has been doing great on Junkrat. We're going to keep Lord King on Lucio. How do you say 76's name?
I call him Willie.
Willie is going to be on Soldier 76. Artillotron on Reinhardt with the aggressive push. Sky on PC is going to remain on Zarya, and T-Loving Brit will continue on the Moira.
Excellent. Right now, as we look at Philly's lineup, they're going with a kind of what worked for them last time. They switched as soon as they switched to 2 snipers. They started to push through Boston's defense. So they're going to stick with the Widow and the Hanzo. They're going to move forward with a Boostio. Also, main healing is going to be the Mercy. And right now, the Rein Zarya is going to be... They're working really well together as a team as they try and push forward through the choke.
I predict that they're not going to be successful at the first push, but once they build that ult percentage or an ult, they're going to be very dangerous on attack.
I like Alpha Omega's positioning, trying to make sure that she can snipe through any of Boston's defense up on this high ground to kind of get them off. So you notice that most of them had to move down to the low ground to keep the shield, or keep the main door. But they are also keeping, Miglet's doing a good job of throwing bombs through the window to make sure they can't push forward. Willie up there unshielded, so possibly sniped by one of the snipers could happen. But a lot of back and forth, a lot of ult charging right now. Both shields are looking lower. Chiltron's looking a little lower. It's going to be shattered right now. Maverick pushes forward. A charge. Not going to get anybody, but they are going to start their move the fight to the point. Miglet does get Maverick down, so there's one Ryan down for Philly. And they are noticing that Quilla's going to be backing up, and they do notice that without their main tank and their full team force of Boston, they're going to have to back up and try again.
Excellent. So we're going to take a look at Philly here. Alpha with the ult online. Lank, it's 40% with the Zarya ult, but it's looking promising to maybe get a Dragon Zarya combo on the offensive side.
Yeah, a lot of that poking back and forth was to build ult charges. Here comes the Dragons at right where everybody was. Even at the Zarya shield, Miglet falls. Artillotron falls to Lank as he comes around the corner. T11 Brit does get Alpha down as well. Right now, it looks like Philadelphia is moving forward. A charge does find purchase onto the Zarya for Sky, but he does bubble to shield himself, make sure he doesn't totally die. Alpha does get Sky, however, and Lank does finish off someone. Rads gets Willie, and right now it's Philadelphia capping the first point. They just have over 2 minutes left, and it looks like Boston's going to back up and maybe get some changes if they need to, but I don't think they need to change anything up. What do you think?
I will probably swap the 76 after the ult. I feel like Hanzo is being uncontested, and he has his own. He's kind of flanking and getting boosted by the Mercy on the Philadelphia side. He is proving to be a threat.
They're just moving straight onto the point. Really, a fantastic charge. Doesn't get Maverick down, but then shielded by Zarya. Make sure he doesn't die. Lank is really high charge. Miglet does get Rads down with a fantastic tire. Artillatron finishing off Alpha of all people. Willie is up on the high ground by himself, trying to do a lot of damage. Lord Kron does knock him off. Artillatron getting that charge on Lank was pretty big. Sky is going to finish off Maverick, and it's going to be a full hold for Boston right now.
Great hold by Boston here, but I'd like to point out that Artillatron did 2 charges, both of them unsuccessful. His team did manage to remain control of the second point, but I would like to see him play a little bit less aggressive, a little bit more shield up, and essentially just be a main tank.
I'm impressed by Boston. They're dealing with 2 snipers, and to my knowledge, none of their characters are a direct counter. I'd like to see a Winston or maybe a flanker like a Genji or Tracer to kind of put some pressure on the snipers, but they're not doing that. For instance, last time we saw that it was Artillatron that killed the Hanzo. Here comes a grab coming out from Philly, and it's going to be no real follow-up. Maverick falls to Miglet. Willie does finish off Alpha, and there is a cute little fight on the point right now. It does look like Boston is going to be holding this defensive position again very well. No follow-up to the grab. They all kind of just stood in there and were able to survive thanks to Lord Chronikid. I don't know how you say it.
Lank on the Philadelphia side did invest the Zarya ult, but we had Artillatron with the Shatter, essentially canceling any push by Maverick. That essentially got him the pick, and they are able to defend one more push.
Now we do for on attack for Philly. We will have a Shatter. We will have a Valkyrie. We will have a Dragon Strike. Alpha does get Lord, and here comes out the Dragon Strike. And Artillatron was in the way. Willie falls to Alpha as well. He's just picking him off right now. Alpha has moved on to the point. It is just Miglet doing a lot of damage. Maverick charging. Gonna not get Miglet until he swings one more time. Grab coming out right now for Boston. Nobody there to follow up. Quilla actually reses Alpha, who had fallen down. A Shatter does get Sky on the ground. Unfortunately, Willie was not shattered, but he's finished off by Lank. Maverick does get Sky, and is still fighting. Maverick charges and charges off the platform. He's going to run back as soon as he can. It's a Chronic and Miglet stalling the point. Miglet does fall down. Lord does fall down. There's a charging Artillatron coming forward, swinging his hammer. Put it over shield, sir. You need to last as long as possible. Artillatron falls. Maverick does finish off Willie, and it's going to be not overtime cap for Philly. I don't think it reached 0.
1.2 seconds left on the clock for Philly. What a great timing.
1.2 seconds. That means they're going to have at least a full minute, and that just means at least a chance. But first, Boston has to get a 2 cap again.
I would like to point out Alpha here on this 2 plays.
He's picking
on the
them off.
first point, his Dragons have been massive. He's been able to divide the team, the defensive team, Boston, twice. He did it on the first point, and he did it on the second point. He, like I said, has been massive. I would like to see him continue on Hanzo, and it seems like that's the plan here on the defensive side for Philly.
Absolutely, and right now on defense, they're going to be the Alpha is going to be staying on the Hanzo. I agree with this choice, and it looks like Alpha Omega is going to be moving to this stalling game. They do have 4 minutes to defend this first point, and I am not against a Mei, so I love me some Meis, and they're going to keep it with the Ryan Zarya. Rad's doing a great job on Lucio. He's going to stick with that. Quilla doing a great job on Mercy. Going to stick with that. And over for Boston, what do we have on attack?
On Boston, we have Miglet going with Sombra. Lork sticking with Lucio, Willie on Doomfist, Artillatron and Sky remaining with Ryan and Zarya, and T-Love and Brit will continue to be our Moira on offense for Boston.
So we're going to be kind of moving forward slowly. Hopefully we get some scouting knowledge from Miglet on the Sombra. Willie hopefully to punch people, maybe do some poke damage and get him out. Alpha doing a lot of poke damage up on the high ground, doing some damage. Wall does finish enough of a wall to get Artillatron down. Willie is up in the back. Sombra has already flanked and gone to the back of the point. You can see her here on the far right of the screen. She is still stealth though, so it is not counting as a capture. Perhaps trying to hide as best they can. Alpha knows that Willie is there. They're trying to fight right now in the side. A punch misses, and it's going to be Alpha who wins that fight.
That was a really scuffed wall, but it was sufficient enough to lock the Reinhardt, who has now switched to a Winston, and Boston in general is now going to go ahead and attempt a dive?
We'll see what happens. Well, Miglet did try to hack just a little bit, trying to get him back to the point, away from the choke point, so that they can move forward. Boston going down lower right-hand side from their point of view. They're going around the outside, We have a jump in right now from Artillatron, trying to do some poke damage as best as possible as a fight. Here comes a dragon that is gonna get Lord Chronikid on the ground. Alpha doing a fantastic job of doing as much damage as possible, even when people end up in his face. He does get Artillatron. Willie does find Quella in the back with a punch to the face. And right now, it looks like Sky is trying to finish off Alpha, which he does. Willie, unfortunately, falling off himself. Lank does get T11 Brit. And right now, it's a fight that Philly is winning and was able to hold it back. Miglet not getting enough ult charge and not getting those hacks as I like to see. Maybe you hack the Mei before the main force can move forward. What do you think, Drulik?
I think that they should have stuck with the Sombra, but now he's Soldier 76. It's going to cost them that ult percentage that they built all gone.
It was just over half. Not really building it up fast enough, so I can agree with moving forward. It wasn't working. Changing to a rounded soldier. Miglet not going with the rest of his team, however, as we trying to flank, trying to use a prep soldier's speed to run around and run away. He is really low, just barely getting out of the way. It looks like Boston is pushing forward out of the window in the top. A ult coming out from the Philadelphia's Confusion's Lucio. Meteor Strike comes down, not going to finish it off. A wall coming up to make sure they're trying to split the battlefield, trying to get in forward. We got Willie coming forward. Maverick just get Miglet. Another dragon coming up from Alpha, just kind of zoning right. All the rest of them does get Sky out of mech. Lank does finish off Willie. Quilly does get Rads back up to help heal. Artillatron finishing off Alpha in the back, finally getting that monkey damage with the angry monkey. Lank does get Sky off the ground. Maverick finishing off Lord, and Artillatron finally fell to Radhaz. Looks like Philly's doing a fantastic job on defense this second time around.
That was 3 ults committed by Philly on the defensive side, which is essentially, I'm going to say it was worth the ult usage. Now they have 1 minute for Boston.
But I like what Boston has done right now because of their way of moving in and out of the battle. They have forced Philadelphia to actually defend straight on the point versus holding the choke. Willie has switched on to a Tracer. There is just the Coalescence, and he's really low to use it right now. He does use Coalescence to come forward. A wall, a Shatter comes out. Shatter not following anyone. Wall again, just trying to separate the battlefield as best they can. Alpha Mega falls down to the Coalescence. Maverick does get Artillatron. A grab does come out that helps finish off the Lord of Chronicate who is in it. We got Radhaz who finished off Mega, boops him off actually. Teal does finish off Quilla, so healer versus healer, and Alpha does get Sky out of mech, so it's Mini, D.Va, and Moira on the point right now, trying to do it. Alpha falls down to T11 Brit. Rads does boop off Sky, and they're trying to hold. Moira does heal as she's doing damage with her right click. Lank finishing off finally though. And another double boop coming out from Lord Chronikid, getting Lank and Rads off the point. Unfortunately, it does see that Philly is getting back here. It is just Maverick getting back here. It is just him, but he gets finished off by Miglet, who finished off him and Alpha. A fantastic boop here with only just under 10 seconds left to solidify his first cap. They do get 30 seconds to get this second one.
If they win this match, it's because of Lord.
If they win, it's because of the Lucio boops. Lucio, unsung constant healer support. Alpha being up here on the corner, getting boosted by Quilla.
I've got you.
Here comes out the visor. Alpha Mega does finish off a Trilla. That is a Radhaz ult to try and counter the ult coming out from Miglet. Miglet does get Alpha up on the high ground though, and thanks to Sky's assistance, and they are pushing forward for them on the point. They need to get more people from Boston on here. A charging Maverick. Nerf this comes out from Boston. Gonna get Quilla and Rads and Maverick, who had the shield, but it went down, unfortunately. Lord does fall down to Alpha's ult. Miglet does finish off Lank, and there's no time left. They need to keep somebody on the point. Boston winning that fight. They get 2 ticks. Can they get somebody on to stall? A Shatter finish up. Gets Maverick on the ground. Rads, however, does get to the point to start stalling, keeping it in overtime. Swinging as best he can. Willie does finish off Maverick, and it's going to be Lank switching on to a little hamster, doing a lot of charge, a lot of damage. Sky is going to finish off Quilla. Main healer down after he got res off on Maverick. It is a fight back and forth. Rads just finished off Sky's mech. Mini Sky finished off by Maverick. A lot of ults coming out. We have an ult coming out from Boston, from the Lucio to help solidify his team. Miglet doing a great job finishing off Alpha and Maverick. Artillatron getting the hit on Rads. Alpha going to punch Teal in the face. However, Artillatron's going to punch him in the face with his hammer. And right now doing a fantastic job of stalling here for Philly. Oh, both people from so much happening, and right now that it's going to be enough for Boston.
Unbelievable play here by Boston.
On overtime.
Incredible support. Lord and T11 Brit were magnificent on the last push on the first point and the second point, keeping their entire team alive. only under 30 seconds.
And I'm going to admit, I am still confused why Boston is not blue. So I apologize. But that fantastic push, they did get the first point almost in overtime on that second round, and then they got to the second point with only 30 seconds remaining. We're able to use those 32 seconds to actually cap it completely. There is only a minute for Boston to push forward on this point, as opposed to the 4 minutes we saw over on Philly's side.
I like how Boston is ready. They pick their characters, no debating around, and they're looking to stick with goats.
Boston Goats. We got Miglet on the Brigitte, Lord on the Lucio. Willie are going to be switching off from the DPS, going to be helping that third tank on the Zarya. Artillotron is going to be the ever so faithful Reinhardt. Sky is going to stick to a fantastic Diva, and T11 Brit going to be a T11 Brit by staying on Moira. What do we got on defense over here for Philly?
On the defensive side, we're going to stick with Alpha Omega on the Mei, Quella on Anna, Maverick remains on the Rhine Lank. An awesome Zarya, by the way. Alpha, a very, very crucial Hanzo, and Red has a God tier Lucio.
So the main difference you're seeing from right now from Philly is going to be Quella switching off from the Mercy onto a Anna. Anna grenades, sleeps, stalling Maywall. I like what I saw. They're all moving forward together as a team, getting Lucio boosted. Charge is going to get Quella. The main healer goes down for Philly. Artillotron does fall off to Lank, and a boop again from Rads. Gets Sky out of his mech and Mini as well. It looks like back and forth. It is still back. It is 5v4 right now. Lord just finished off Alpha with another boop. Miglet gets Lank. Maverick does get T11 Brit. Maverick falls to Willie. They're so bulky. They're so healing. It's Raz trying to install as best he can. Stunned. A Dragon coming out, just kind of going down through the point, but not going to find any purchase. Alpha going to have to move on to the point as best he can. He's going to get killed by Willie. That's going to be a cap. It's going to be a cap for Boston. And they're going to have 30 seconds added. Similar thing that happened to Philly is happening to Boston, where they cap just before overtime on the first point. They have one push.
And they did use Brigitte's ult, so Boston is going in.
They are filled with armor right now. They're coming right down the middle. Alpha has switched on to a Reaper to try and do a lot of damage above them. A Shatter is going to get Miglet boy on the ground. Enough for Quo to finish him off. A grab coming out from Boston. No real damaging follow-up. It's just Maverick and Alpha Omega in there. A Shatter is going to fall down. Both Alphas down on the ground. Finished off by Boy Tank from Boston. We also finished off Alpha. Another grab from the other team coming on from Philadelphia. Getting Artillotron in it, but it's not going to be enough because there's no follow-up. Cola doing his best her job that she can to stall the point, and it's going to first tick. Almost a second tick as Alpha Omega gets onto the point as the racer and recalls. Gets back onto the point just after the second tick has happened. Alpha Omega falls to Sky. Sky also finished off Maverick, and it looks like Lank has switched back onto the Hamster, trying to do a bunch of stall as he can. A lot of shield coming out from Lank. Miglet does get Alpha down. A rolling Hamster is trying to roll around, trying to stall as best he can, finally falling to Sky. Quilla on the point. Both healers on the point right now for Philly. Here comes Alpha on there. Sky does finish off Rads. It is Quilla. It is Maverick trying to stall as best they can to keep him off the point, trying to get some kills. Right now it's just Boston cleaning up as they come under the point. Another Shatter. That's both teams getting the second double cap on Hanamura.
Excellent push again by Boston. With only a minute, they managed to capture both points. Philadelphia with the Mei strat to counter their goats was unsuccessful. Stopping them at least once.
Yes, the Mei wall to stagger the first push might have been better served if he tried to maybe split the team a little bit, but I can't say it wasn't still worth it. That is a whole another 5 seconds. They can't move forward. They are kind of bulked together. However, Zarya was doing a good job of shielding people who are about to be frozen as they're moving forward. Miglet did get the kills and pushbacks and stuns to keep them alive. So Mei was a fantastic pick. I think the Reinhardt would have served better, even a Junkrat, to make sure that some focused, a lot of area damage was going down. So here, they've switched once again. They have a minute over there for Philly to get another double cap because there is no time left for Boston. And Boston going to be a little sneaky, hiding in the little room up here on the top right. And they are defending again. They are defending with goats to kind of stall out, outlast the attacking Philadelphia. What do you think, Julian?
I think this dive come from Philadelphia. They're just going to go straight into the point and fight on the point. They have a minute. I'm curious as to whether that 1 second is going to matter. We'll find out soon.
Now, there's no... Now, Miglet Boy is a Tracer Eraser. There is a Tracer and a Genji, so right now, and it looks like Alpha has discovered where they are. I'm going forward. A charge does get Maverick in the mech. Not going to be enough to finish him off. A damage orb coming out from T11 Brit. Trying to do a lot of damage. They're going to moving this fight again onto the point. They're both on both sides. Maverick is hit out of mech by Sky, and it's going to be back and forth. And Alpha falls. Maverick, Nick falls down. Archillatron. Willie just finish off a Lank, and there's a lot of damage. A Shatter already comes down to finish him off and hit him on the ground. That is a very fast Shatter by Archillatron.
Very fast and very ambitious. If it were me, I would have been a little bit more conservative than say that all for this next push, but we're talking about Archillatron here, and he's not going to hold back.
Alpha Omega has switched off the Tracer on to the Reaper. Lank has gone on to the Diva to move forward. Now Maverick is getting really low. Gets get picked off. We need somebody on the point. However, Philly, Lank dives forward to get the overtime started. Quilla does get Maverick back up. Archillatron does finish off Quilla while she was trying to res. Lank is hit out of mech by Miglet. Miglet also finishes off Mini Diva. A Fire Strike's in to finish off Maverick. A Diva ult comes in and does not need to finish off anybody, but Archillatron is starting to clean up what's happening from Philly. And they're pushed back. A solid hold. Oh, Boston with that fantastic defense is going to win this first point. Back and forth. You don't see this map going to the third back and forth round very often, but right now we're going to see probably this double boop that came from Lord Krun.
This is it.
The double boop hitting the Lucio and the Zarya off the point, allowing the capture to happen. Wow.
Overall for Boston, we had a great Diva play by Sky on PC. He did get a 3-pick on the second point on the first attempt for Boston. It was great. We had a great aggressive tank play by Archillatron. But overall, I think the supports for Boston were phenomenal, especially Lord with that boop at the last second on the first point, getting them that first point and allowing them to push into the second point with some heavy momentum.
Absolutely.
Great play overall.
And A boops coming up from Lucio. Great fight back and forth again. Going to that third round, you don't often see that, but I was very happy to see that it happened, because that just means there's more going back and forth. These teams are very evenly matched. Again, they both had just under 4 minutes left after their first cap, and then they both went to overtime on their second time going around, and it just seemed that Boston had the better defense that time.
Yeah, we did mention how even the teams look after the first attack from both teams. But I would like to point out that even though I did mention Archillatron being a little too aggressive, I think him gambling those charges at the end of the day made a huge play, because not only did he charge in, created space, but also at times got lucky by getting a pick. For example, that one pick against Anna for, I forgot his name, I think it was Quilla. He got picked, boom, as an Anna. Boom, your main healer.
That charge right away, somehow coming around the corner. Now, Quilla was well positioned to make sure that she could see as much as she could, and being on the point as far away as she could, but the charge just somehow sometimes doesn't go in the way you hope that the team misses it, but that is just what happened, and that's going to be the first one down, first in favor of Boston.
Yes, it was a great attempt by Philadelphia. I'm a little surprised and a little underwhelmed by the May play. We know how crucial May is, but maybe it wasn't that May wasn't played correctly. Maybe it was just that Boston was expecting it, was ready. Maybe they practiced against another group that had a May, and they knew exactly how to deal with it, because I did not see a direct counter for May. But I did see them kind of like putting May aside, as in like, go away, don't bother us. Yeah, you're putting a wall. Yeah, you're freezing us, but they weren't focusing her. So my guess is that they were expecting it, and they seemed very organized and focused on what they had to do. And I'm pretty sure the callouts were happening on comms. And aside from that great Lord play, I think they deserve this win.
Absolutely. So again, that's a first map of this preseason game from the Confusion versus Downsizing is going to go to Downsizing. We're going to wait. We're going to give them just under 5 minutes to relax, get the coaches in there, see what they liked, didn't like. It'll be getting started for the next map.